Well, today I am very, very excited to have a beautiful guest with us here at Arise Humanity. And my name is Medina for people that don't know me. And this today is going to be really exciting because we're talking about all aspects of spirituality and consciousness. And I'm very thrilled to bring our guest from the USA here today, Jennifer Smith. Jennifer has a very interesting background. She was in the corporate world for a long time, and she had like an MBA and it was a degree in engineering. Was it, Jennifer? Degree in engineering?
Yeah, mechanical engineering. Yes.
Yes, mechanical engineering. And there's sometimes a preconception with people that are involved in energy healing and spirituality that they are ungrounded or something. So that blows that out of the water. And so you had that career, and then you felt guided to basically let that go and turn full circle into this different life, really, which is encompassing all aspects of consciousness and healing and spirituality. So perhaps share with us, Jennifer, your background and what was the impetus for you that guided you from that corporate background into this new way of being, I guess you could call it.
Yeah, I think it was I just had a really strong intuition that there needed to be a change. And really the place that I was at was, all my life I'd worked at succeeding, moving, going up the corporate ladder. And once there, it was not fulfilling. It was like, is
Mm.
this because I knew there was more. I didn't know what that more was. So I went out on a search. I learned a little bit more. Really, you know, our spiritual nature, learned about the law of attraction, all of these things that I had not studied before or really known about. So I think people go through life sometimes unconsciously. They may be successful, but they don't have that conscious connection to spirit. And that's where I was. I was doing the right things, but I wasn't consciously aware of exactly what I was doing. And once you become consciously aware of the connection and you go deeper within, that's that's when miracles and magic start to happen. And I knew I was missing something. I just didn't know what it was. And whenever I started to dive into more spirituality and understanding who I really am as a being, I thought it was time for me to leave the corporate world and go out full time and really just be the teacher of Reiki energies where I started. I do quantum energy healing now. You just keep progressing as you move along. But my thought was if I wasn't aware of the greatness that's available to all of us, there's many other people that aren't aware of this as well.
Sure, sure. Often you find, people that go in a different direction like that, they're motivated by maybe a health incident or something like that. So for you, it was just that feeling of not being completely fulfilled. It wasn't a specific thing that happened, but it was more of an inner feeling that you weren't getting the whole picture. Is that what you're saying, just to clarify?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes.
Hmm.
That's interesting because then people hear that and they go, "Oh yeah, I can relate to that," and then that might encourage people also to go on the path that is perhaps um, more challenging than staying with the status quo of what you're familiar with. But ultimately, this is the path for us all, isn't it? It's soul evolution. How
Hmm.
important do you think the soul evolution is in this lifetime for you?
Oh, it's everything. So evolution is so important for me in this lifetime. That's what I put all my work into. And also trying to help people who want to learn more um, about their evolution as well.
Yes, yes. It's very entrepreneurial what you're doing. You do a range of different things to support people on that journey. So perhaps share with us some of the wonderful things you're doing. You've been touring around America, plus you have a book in the works. So, please share with us all of the wonderful things that you're doing to, really contribute to humanity, I guess you could say.
Mhm. Well, my local community, I work out of Dr. Kunovich's office. There they have massage and chiropractic and acupuncture, and I do the energy healing there. So if people want to learn a little bit more about spirituality and the healing that's available for them, then they have the opportunity to do that. I also do a lot of distant healing for people who really understand the importance of energy healing. So a lot of healers um, being able to do that at a distance. And then I teach people Reiki because that's just a way for them to quiet the mind, to really connect with the spiritual inner core of who they are. And I'm just trying to empower people so they can empower themselves, so they can understand what's available to them if they're ready to do so. So yeah.
Interesting with Reiki is that it's often like a first step or an entree into the whole sort of journey of being spiritual, of being able to step into universal service, of helping others. Have you found that with Reiki, it's often people's first step into the whole journey of healing?
Yes, yes, it was my first step.
Me too.
And that's why I continue to teach it because I think it's a great bridge from for people
Yes.
and something that they can understand. And then once they can bridge into that and understand that yes, we do have the power to heal ourselves, you know, with learning Reiki. I also teach mindset courses or really spiritual courses because it's getting to the divinity of who you are when you can
Yeah.
keep that positive mindset. And so I offer these classes and these healings to people if they're ready to receive it. And there's a lot of people who are stepping up and saying I want to learn more. And that's why I think Reiki's really, really important. And then of course it works well with everything. So I always say Reiki's a friend to anything you want to do. So people are more drawn to maybe sound healing. Well, you can incorporate Reiki with that. You know what I mean? So you
Yes.
can combine this with any other modality that you would like to, but it's a great step for self-healing and to really dive deep and start feeling the things that we need to be feeling and to start healing.
With Reiki, I think you have to do that in person, don't you, for these courses? It's not really an online learning so much, is it? Is that right?
Oh, I do classes online as well.
Oh, okay, with the
And
Reiki.
then
Oh,
yeah, yeah. And then I'm trying to give people every option that's available, however they feel comfortable. And I just recorded a class. It's 17 lessons. So that way people can take that online course in the comfort of their own home if they're just trying to understand what is Reiki? What is this really about? Because there's some, um, you just need sometimes people just need to study it a little bit more to understand exactly what it is. And there's still people that are developing that understanding.
there's different lineages too, isn't there, with Reiki? So there's different sort of teachings in a sense. Do you know anything about the different lineages or information about that? So just so people understand a little better.
Well, I teach Sui Reiki, which is the traditional Reiki,
That's the one I did. Yeah.
originating from Japan. Anytime I learn something, I try to go back to the original roots of it. What is the true meaning of it? And I think that's important for anything that we're studying. Try to trace it back to where did it originate from? So
Yeah.
I teach the traditional Usui, and then I tell people if you feel guided to learn different lineages, then go that route. You got to listen to your you got to trust yourself and your own intuition to know which path you need to go. And we all have different paths that we're drawn to.
Yes,
So
absolutely. And
mhm.
speaking of paths, what other paths are you involved in at the minute? You have a tour, for example, that you've been doing. So perhaps share with us what that involved around America.
Yeah, so this was I love collaborating with others who are doing similar work as me. So I was working with a Reiki master. I am working with a Reiki master from Canada. And we decided to do a tour around a few spots in the US and also in Canada where we just go to larger cities and we teach the Reiki 1, Reiki 2 classes, and we do some healing there. Our first experience was really wonderful because what we did was we rented a really nice conference room in a hotel, and the hotel workers were interested in Reiki. So one would be like, can you do a Reiki session on me? So we just did a mini healing. And then they would go get another worker and like, you got to try this out. This is real. So we were like going, helping the workers there at the hotel staff. So that was interesting that we weren't expecting that, but it
Oh,
was
that's
good.
nice. When you can
Yeah.
introduce people to something completely new that they haven't maybe thought about before, that's exciting. And
Mhm.
how did you find the experience of going around America at the moment and the energies of the different places? Can you share with us? Because just being in Australia, I'm always interested to hear, particularly because America is so pivotal in the whole spiritual war that we're experiencing at the minute between the dark and the light. America is they say the anagram for America is the I am race that is holding a lot of light for the liberation of humanity from the dark. So how are you feeling the energies there in the different towns as you go through?
How am I feeling the energies? Well, I would think, I guess I'm not looking at it as a whole, location type thing. We have up to 20 people that can attend the classes live that can come and learn from us. So it's really just working with them. That's our whole mission, is just really sharing that space with them and teaching them and making sure that they can start healing themselves and help others.
Right, right. Okay, well, you also have another project that you're working on, which is a book, so a compilation actually. So please share with us, Jennifer, a little bit about this book as well. How's it going, by the way?
Yeah, so the book is called The Missing Link. It's an anthology and it is 33 stories. We are still waiting for all of the 33 people to step up. We're not going to start launching the book until we have the 33 identified. That was a number and a must that we must have before we move forward.
It's
So
a master number, isn't it? 33.
it is, yeah.
Ascended masters, I think is the what it
Yeah,
spiritually
33.
signifies, I think, ascended masters, doesn't it?
Yeah, it signifies that I think there's many different meanings behind 33 for people.
Yes.
So many different things with 33. So, the idea behind the book, it was presented to me and it was packaged up real nicely. And I just have to gather the 33 healers or light workers, people who are doing similar work that we are, to help uplift, the consciousness of the world, to be teachers for people if they're ready to learn a little more. Um, but it would be 33 chapters, and each healer or light worker would have their own chapter that they would author and tell their story. So very similar how we're talking here. Um, and that's kind of up to them on what story that they would like to tell. I know a lot of people are getting a lot of downloads, and some of that information should be shared. And there's a lot of sharing that's happening on podcasts, like how we're talking today. But that would also be another opportunity for people to share the information that they're receiving.
So these stories will be like inspirational stories about people's journeys. And I guess that's what we need on the planet at the moment, don't we? Like stories that bring inspiration, motivation, hope, because we're in the co-creation of a new earth, a new consciousness. And so when we share these types of things, it inspires us to basically we have to rebuild a better situation for all of humanity. And so I think that's the sort of thing that's really important at the minute. How do you think it impacts the people's psyche when they read those types of stories?
Oh, it's definitely an inspirational piece for people, for them to be able to think bigger, or if they are maybe on a journey that's similar to one of the 33 authors, that will help them understand that the journey that they're on is is okay. It's good. Keep going. And this is also an opportunity for people if they wanted to, if they resonated with a certain author, with a certain healer, that they would be able to reach out to them directly for
Yeah.
services and for information.
Sure, sure. Fantastic. And I think, have you done previous books? I think you might have done books before, Jennifer. Is that correct?
No, this would be
Oh,
my
this is your
first.
first.
This
Oh,
would
okay.
be my
Yeah.
first book.
Yes.
I have journaled for the last 4 years, and I
Wow.
haven't actually have all of my journals stacked up right over here. It's like I've got to get to it and get a story released.
Right. So you are thinking of maybe making a book out of the journals of your stories?
Yes, yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic. There's a famous quote. Everyone has a book in them somewhere of something profound that they can share in the world. Just we don't know what that is. A lot of people don't know what it is, but yeah, I think that everyone has some sort of unique contribution that they can bring in that way. So fantastic. What would be the focus if you condensed all those journals? What would be your focus, do you think, if you put it together as a book? What would be the theme, do you think?
Well, I think what we talked about earlier, what was that bridge from going from, just working in the corporate world and to the spiritual world, all of the different experiences that I have been through, that I've experienced, um, the mystical experiences that happen, the connections in the energetic field that happen. How do we heal ourselves? And I mean, the story continues. I mean, I'm still
Yes.
writing, like new things come in, and I
Yeah.
feel like the more we share that, the more things come into us.
Definitely, definitely, that's true. It's actually a skill to be vulnerable and to be able to share aspects of yourself. And I'm still learning that skill. I don't know how good I am at it, but it is a skill, to be able to be vulnerable and open yourself up in that way. What perhaps if you could share one of your profound mystical experiences, would you like to share one of them?
Oh, wow. Well, I think they happen all the time.
Yes, yes.
All the
The one
time.
that stands out for you.
The one what's standing out right now
Yeah.
is all of the pink energies that are coming in, the feminine energy. So there's so many stories, not just from me myself, but from the people that I'm with, the people that I'm healing, all of the pink energies that are coming in and their experiences during the healing, but also my revelations prior to that. So really just keeping track of what's happening, right now at this time. So first it was very cosmic, like very cosmic blue beings, and now it's changed to the pink energies of this time, and it's beautiful energies, and it's very uplifting, it's very healing.
Yes, that's the Mother Mary type energies too, isn't it? That soft pink, that divine, unconditional love energy. It
Yeah.
it's sort of in a sense, I guess what you could say is rebalancing the planet with bringing back the divine feminine because it has been so out of balance, being in the patriarchal masculine energy. So I heard a story many years ago that there would be many single mums bringing up children because their influence of putting the divine feminine into those children was going to be required as we move forward into the new earth. I thought that was really interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting. That is interesting. I
Yeah.
think a lot of the new children coming in already have very strong energies, and
Yes,
they help humanity.
absolutely. You see
Mhm.
these little clips of you see the little clips of these kids, and they say such amazing things that are so wise, and uh, they just come out of nowhere. And I love watching those clips of these little children that say these things. And it's a reminder that this journey for humanity is going to be a wonderful one to have such evolved beings coming in at this time.
You. I love you. You superpower. And that you. Not unique. Beautiful. Big Phyllis. Be you. And
Babies, they're so pure and
Yes,
their energy is so strong.
yes,
Um, and I think people can relate to that. Everybody loves babies, right? But when you
yeah,
can feel energy, you can really feel their uplifting energy.
absolutely. And similarly, animals are speaking to us more as well now. That it seems like that veil is lifting more and more, and there's much more of a communication happening between people and animals. You're seeing many stories now, videos of animals that previously would have been very feared, now starting to interact, with human beings. And I love that because I think that the connection between animals and people is so important. And also you can do Reiki on animals as well, of course, too. Do you have any interesting animal insights that you've noticed of things happening with them at the moment?
Well, I do have some friends who focus just in that area with animal communication, and they help a lot of people.
Oh,
I have two pets. I have two German Shepherds.
yeah.
One, Jack, he was gifted to me. I've had him for about 3 weeks. Um,
3 weeks.
about 3 weeks,
Oh,
yeah.
wow, that's not long.
He's 5. He's 5. They're both 5, but I've had Sammy since she was born, since she was a pup, and then Jack for about 3 weeks now. So,
Ah,
um, yeah, I mean, their animals are amazing. They love Reiki. They love
yes.
Reiki. I always tell my students whenever they first come in, because sometimes Reiki's new to them. They're learning Reiki. They're still trying to build their confidence and their belief that it works. And that's the one thing I tell them to do. Do Reiki on your pets and watch their reaction. And then you'll know what's happening because cats, dogs love Reiki. It's very, very healthy for them.
I find it so interesting, Reiki, because basically Reiki is bringing through divine energy through your body and through your hands and doing that sort of healing. And I always find it's interesting that when you go to a place on somebody's body or on a pet that's cold, it means there's no flow of energy there. So you're bringing that flow of divine energy through and bringing that into that spot where there's no flow of energy happening. I've always found that very interesting. And then the longer you hold your hands, you feel after a while it starts to warm up again, and you're getting that flow back into that part of the body. Is that a way that you would describe it? I always find that really interesting.
Yeah, well, what I've noticed, yeah, we're channeling in the energy. So the more a person can heal themselves to be a pure channel of that energy, um, the more intuition they're going to build within themselves, so they understand exactly what they're doing. Um, but it really excels their healing process too. And it takes less time, right?
Yeah.
But what I've noticed with students and practicing with them when at the end of the class, whenever I'm asking them, what do you feel? Because some people can really feel the energies whenever you're just, scanning your hand over the body. We'll feel the same spot. Some people may feel, and you're just feeling like it just where the energy balance is a little bit different. It could be, sometimes you'll feel it as hot, sometimes you'll feel it as cold, sometimes you'll feel it as vibrations. It just feels different. And then you hold your hands there. What I've noticed was some people will feel that as hot. I may feel it as a vibration, certain vibration. So I believe that our intuition picks up what that is. And the more you heal, the more you understand what your feeling is, what it means,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And that way you can help the client a little bit more on, maybe next steps, things that they can do to help improve so they can keep that energy flow and going.
Fantastic. I've got
Mhm.
all your details below as well. If anyone would like to contact Jennifer, and there's different things that she's involved in. You have special group called Meet the Light. Perhaps share with us what that's about and if who you're looking for that type of group as well.
Yeah, Meet the Light is a group of healers where we are providing services to people. And it's just a place that we come together. We meet a couple times a week. They have opportunity to put their classes on the website. Just trying to get healers in a centralized location so people know where they can go for services. So there's some people that want a certain energy healing or like past life regressions. That's not something I specialize in, but my friend does. So if a client comes to me, they want a past life regression. Now I have a very good contact that I can refer my client to because people want different types of healing modalities. So we just provide people what they want. And we have a network of a group of girls and guys who are able to provide certain services.
Fantastic.
We all specialize in something a little different.
Yes, exactly. Absolutely. So all the details for those will be below as well. And perhaps, Jennifer, just to finish that, it's been wonderful to chat with you about everything that you're doing. Perhaps share with us a story or something that you think is important to share with the audience at the moment. You know, it is a very intense time with everything going on in the world. Is there something that you think is important to share right now?
I think you always just relax and trust. You know, I feel like there's a lot of energies that are coming to the planet right now, very high uplifting energies. The pink, most notably, in the last recent months. The energies that are coming in are very, very uplifting. And if people just relax and allow those energies to come to come to them, um, it's very important. The pink energies that I was talking about, I really noticed those over the last, I would say, at least the past 4 months. And as far as recent in October, it feels like people are more refining where they can be the highest of service to their communities, to the world. And that's something that I have recently went through too. I know the corporate world. I know all, I have done just energy healing for so long and teaching it. Now, how do I merge this all together and where can I be of the highest service? Because I do see businesses, new businesses launching. I see businesses transforming into more of this new earth mentality.
Yes.
And I think that's where a lot of where we can go to be of the highest service, to bring both the light and some of these uh, business skills that we have that we've learned, throughout our lifetime, or whatever those skills may be. There's so many different. Everybody's unique, so we all have our own different unique skills that we can bring to the world.
So it was wonderful to chat with you, Jennifer. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat today and to share, your skills and your journey. I think it's wonderful that what you're doing, making a big difference. And I love the entrepreneurial aspect of all the things that you're doing as well,
Thank you.
maximizing all your gifts.
Well, thank you. I'm a mother of two teenage boys. So one of the things I've been doing recently as well is I'm a mentor for an area high schools here. So I go in and teach them about Reiki and about mindset, just teach them what I do.
Wonderful.
And that's what business owners around here are doing. We volunteered to do this. So we're all in different businesses, but just trying to let the kids know that there's more out there, and it's amazing what they already know.
Yes, I can
Yeah.
imagine. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, that's a great testimony for where the planet's going, isn't it? When you have the interaction with these youngest sort of aged people that have such old souls. Yeah. Beautiful. Well, thank you, Jennifer. That was fantastic to chat, and keep in contact, and we'll, support one another with everything that we're doing. And if you'd like to contact Jennifer for any of the things she talked about, all her details are below. So thank you so much, Jennifer. It was wonderful to chat with you.
Well, thank you so much, Medina. It's always nice to chat with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.